Hello, Harvard fans. Thank you for joining for another Crimson Conversation. My name is Nick Majoka, and today I'm joined by Devon Wills, the Carole Kleinfelder head coach for Harvard women's lacrosse, and Gerry Byrne, the Frisbie family head coach for Harvard men's lacrosse. Devon, Gerry, thank you for joining me. So Gerry, let me ask you, this semester, you have some student athletes that are on campus and some that aren't. What are your on-campus student athletes up to?
Spending as much time playing lacrosse as we can. So we're getting them for 8 to 10 hours a week of really individualized skill development and strength and conditioning. I think it's in many ways the best part of their day, which is hard to say at a place like Harvard, where the greatest teachers and lecturers in the world work. So we're getting a great kind of one-on-one interaction with them. And in many ways, they're going to be kind of the disciples of our teaching and coaching when our full team comes back at some point in the future. So I think it's been a tremendous kind of connection with our guys. I think it kind of carries over from the fall where we just had our freshmen on campus, and I think in many ways they wanted to come back again for the spring, even knowing that there was no certainty on what a season could or couldn't be. So I think, really, really kind of one-on-one mentoring, working with them on service, our relationship with Harlem Lacrosse. And then, so that's our guys on campus, and our guys off campus are spread all over the country. We have a group of over 20 guys in Atlanta who are training and living together. And then, a lot of our guys are home doing remote learning and remote classes.
Great. Now, Devon, what activities are you doing with the on-campus athletes?
Yeah, so we have an interesting mix where we have mainly seniors on campus and then just one first year. So, I think Gerry mentioned it, but it's been great to have the one-on-one time and the relationship building time, especially with those seniors. If we can't give them a traditional season, at least we can kind of be with them and give them, the type of practice or workout that they most want to experience, and just bring a little happiness to their day. I think, again, just the uncertainty is weighing on everybody. So us getting together and doing a workout together where even the coaches get to jump in, or, getting to do some, more relaxed skill work. I think they've really enjoyed that. And then I think our first year who's here, she's getting a lot of attention, 3 coaches to her some days, and she's making the most of it. I think her little brain might explode soon, but I appreciate her energy and her enthusiasm. And I know that she's talking to the rest of her class and kind of correlating what it is that we're working on so that she can teach them the same concepts or talk to them about a certain drill that we did. So again, I think it's exciting to see the future and her being one of the representatives of it. But then it's just nice to be with our seniors who, we didn't get to work with in the fall. We haven't seen them in, a year at this point, and just kind of get to celebrate the same thing that we just love, lacrosse.
So you both mentioned that you have some students that are remote. How are you staying connected with students that aren't on campus? Devon, you want to start?
Sure. We're trying to treat the season as close to normal as possible. We're still getting on Zooms weekly. We're doing scouting reports of other teams, of other games. We're having the team do almost like book reports weekly about who they watched, what they saw in the game, what the difference maker was. How does that remind them of what we do? So just kind of having them put their own coaching hat on a little bit. And then, we're still trying to bring in some, connection with the alumni, some career development. And then again, still continuing to touch on the social justice pieces and, again, continuing some conversations that we had in the fall.
Gerry, how about you?
I'm probably a little bit less structured. I try to find kind of moments where it makes sense to connect. I'm a big believer in that this should be a time where they're kind of discovering their connection to Harvard or maintaining their connection to Harvard and a connection and to our team and the values of our team. So, waiting for whether it's something that's happening in the world or something that's happening in the lacrosse world or something that's, deeply relevant to our program, and then kind of building off, whether it's a Zoom or an article share or organizing your team into different groups. We have them organized into boats. Right now we have 3 boats. We've done smaller groups, bigger groups, and everything in between over the last year and a half. So we have them into 3 groups, 13 or 14 players right now. So I look for kind of inspiration versus structure. We are sharing less scattering reports, more like game previews for games that are going to be on TV. And so giving them kind of things to look for, things to watch for. But I'm also letting the leadership of the team to any sort of Zooms that they're doing without me. I don't think they need to hear my voice more. It's loud in Long Island enough. I don't think they need to hear it more. So, and I'm curious to see what that will be like when we all come back together. And I'm willing to roll the dice on that. I want to find out who's all in and who isn't. And you won't be able to hide that for too much longer.
Well, that's all the time we have for this Harvard Lacrosse edition of Crimson Conversation. I'd like to thank my guests, Devon Wills and Gerry Byrne. I'd like to also thank all of you for watching today. Until next time, this is Nick Majoka saying stay safe, be well, and go Crimson.